Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. So, U.S. Embassy has, dropped a message for all Nigerians, and a word is enough for the wise. You know that U.S. they are good in intelligence reports. One thing about the U.S. is they are so good in getting security informations and intelligence gathering. That's one thing that is good. That is good about the U.S. That's one thing the US does that Nigerian don't have. In fact, they don't do it at all. So you can see that US has sent a warning or a message to all Nigerians to be aware that attack is coming. Avoid Abuja. This is what US Embassy. This is the message US Embassy is telling all Nigerians. So once US, give this kind of message, it is important for everyone to listen because now then hold what power. Yes, now then hold what power is important. I remember when US actually told Ukraine, told Iraq that Russia is going to intervene or there will be attack, but they did not listen, and it's happened. So you can see that US, whenever they give warning like this, is very important to listen to them. So they have come to warn Nigerians so that you see there will be attack, that they should avoid Abuja, avoid gathering. This is what they are saying, that very soon there will be attack. Now look at what is happening all over the world. Look at what is happening. Look at the way. In fact, they said that very soon these bad guys will attack Abuja, that they should be aware of this, the attack is coming. So now, today we're going to be discussing on this serious updates from the United States Embassy in Nigeria. So they gave this warning yesterday on June 23rd, 2025. The US government issued a security alert, and they issued a security alert to all citizens of Nigeria, especially those in the capital city, Abuja. They said avoid Abuja, even those that are there, beware, avoid gathering, avoid public gathering. So now let's talk about what they issued. So now the United States Embassy in Abuja has warned its citizens to stay away from Nigerian military facilities and government building in Abuja unless it's absolutely necessary. So now they are not just warning Nigerians alone, they're also warning their citizens that are also here to beware and stay clear of Nigerian military facilities and government buildings in Abuja. Is it that they want to come and attack Aso Rock or what? What is their plan? You know that US, they are good in information and intelligence gathering. They are so good in it. So the United States embassies in Abuja has warned its citizens to stay away from Nigerian military facilities and government building in Abuja unless it's absolutely necessary. Now, let's understand what they are saying. The US government is telling its people to avoid places like army barracks, police stations, government ministries, and similar buildings in Abuja. Wow. So all these places, all these government places are the ones they mentioned, for people to avoid. Army barracks, police station, government ministries, and similar buildings in Abuja. That means, these are the concentration of this attack. This is, probably the concentration of where the attack will happen or something. So they warn that Nigerians should avoid army barracks, police station, government ministries, and similar buildings in Abuja, that attack is coming. So now, why are they saying that we should do this? So the truth is that because of what they call global security development. You might be wondering why, US embassy is warning Nigerians to stay clear of Abuja. Some people might be wondering. Now, it is because of what they call global security development. It simply means that some things have happened around the world, possibly involving terrorism, war, or threats, that have made certain locations in Abuja potentially unsafe. The embassy didn't say exactly what the threats are, but taking they are taking precautions just in case. So now, here are the key instructions given by the US Embassy. So this is what the Embassy said. They said avoid large gathering. That means stay away from big crowds or public events. That's one of the things they warning. And also, they said don't follow a routine. They said they are saying people should change their daily movements so no one can predict where they will be. This is what US Embassy is telling Nigerians. Number one is avoid large gatherings. That means stay away from big crowds or public events. Two is don't follow a routine. They are saying that people should change their daily movement so no one will predict where they will be. Then another is know your exit. This is what US Embassy is telling Nigerians. Anytime you enter a building, beware of emergency exits in case you need to escape quickly. God. For US Embassy should come and tell Nigerians this thing. They posted this thing on their website. It's not a child's play, it's not a joke. For US Embassy should paste that, Nigerian or post in their website that Nigerians should avoid Abuja, avoid places like government house, army barracks, police station, government buildings. That means they are not joking. Once they give warnings like this, they are good in security gathering, intelligence gathering, they are good in it. So whenever they drop this kind of message, it is good for everyone to listen. It is so good. So now they're also saying know your exit. Anytime you enter a building, be aware of the emergency exits in case you need to escape quickly. And then lastly, they are saying update your safety plans. Everyone should have a plan of what to do if there is a trouble, where to go, who to call. So this advice may sound like something just for Americans, but the truth is every Nigerian should pay attention to. If anyone that is hearing this message now will feel okay that this thing is just why the people the way the white hair behave. No. The truth is that every Nigerian should pay attention to this. It might sound like a joke, but it's not a joke. For them to come and post it on their website to warn Nigerians to stay clear of Abuja, any government house. In fact, if it's not important, just stay clear of it. That is what they are telling Nigerians. It is important that Nigerians should obey this. So now, if foreign embassies are taking precautions, it's usually a sign that something serious might be brewing, even if we don't yet see it openly. So, this thing they just did now is a sign to tell you that something is coming up. Something is coming up. It might be a war, it might be an attack. Something is coming up for a foreign embassy to, if a foreign embassies are taking these precautions, it's usually a sign that something serious might happen. Yes, even if we are not seeing it openly now, but it's as if something is cooking. It might be a war or it might be an attack. Look at what is happening already. Zamfara has been fat. Bandits attacked Zamfara and killed an army lieutenant. Lieutenants killed also soldiers. These people are not scared. These soldiers were trying to attack these bandits, but you know that Nigerian military are not weaponized. Nigerian government has refused and refused to weaponize their soldiers. But then these bandits had to attack them when they were trying to attack the bandits. The bandits had to kill them when will I say it's a war, a clash? I'll say it's a clash. Guys, can you see what's happening in Nigeria? Can you see what's happening in Nigeria? Nigeria is not safe. Abuja, that people thought is the most safest place in the world. People thought that Abuja is like a hideout, most safest place from these bandits. But no, that place itself, look at now. Yes, I'm saying look at what is happening. Beware. Attack is coming in Abuja. Avoid these places. US Embassy, whenever they drop this kind of information, is good that everyone listens to it. So it is better Nigerians avoid army barracks, just as US Embassy has said. Army barracks, police station, and government buildings or houses in Abuja. Now, you might be asking, does this mean something bad about? You might be asking if this means something bad will happen to Abuja. Now, here is the answer. We don't know for sure, but what we do know is that embassies like the US usually don't make public alert unless they have credible intelligence or strong reasons. That's one thing you should know. US embassy is not like Nigeria. You can't even compare Nigeria with US. Never. They are far, far better when it comes to intelligence gathering, intelligence information. They are far, far better. What do Nigeria know? Nigeria that is dining with bandits? No, 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 no. So they don't usually give this kind of public. Nigerian government can give anyhow information and we'll laugh about it, or we just we ignore it because oh, it's Nigeria now, a very unserious country. But you see a country like US, especially US embassy, see, they don't give out information like this without holding a strong, intelligence or strong reason. They cannot. So nobody is sure. You might be wondering if something will happen to Abuja. The truth is that, or the answer is that nobody knows, nobody is sure. But what we do know is that embassies like the US usually don't make public alerts unless they have credible intelligence or strong reason. This one is not the first. That's one thing you should know. This warning is not the first. This is not the first time that US is warning Nigerians about of this same or insecurity or at war alert or security alert. This is not the first time. The US issued a similar alert back then in 2022, which was followed by a failed terror attack. So these things are not just guesswork. They are often based on inside information from global security agents. Also important to note that the US Embassy and consulates in Abuja and Lagos are still open. This means they haven't shut down or evacuated their people. They have not shut down or evacuated their people. They are simply saying be very careful. They are telling Nigerians be very careful. So now, um what should as an average Nigerian, like, they're just saying that be more they're just saying that Nigerians should be aware of their surroundings, especially in public places like malls, church, markets, and government areas. And also the thing is, don't panic, just be smart. If you notice anything strange or suspicious, bag left alone, people acting nervous, strange vehicles, report it to the nearest security post. If you work in a government building or live near one, be extra careful in the coming days. Yes. So now let's remember, staying alert doesn't cost anything, but being careful can cost everything. So now, what are these global developments the US mentioned? They didn't say, but it might be linked to ongoing wars or terrorist activities in other parts in the world. US mentioned about global development. So I think it might be linked to the ongoing war or terrorist activities in other parts of the world and increased threats against US citizens in different regions. Now, let us there was a time that Tinubu said, I think he said this recently, he actually involved himself in what's it called, in Israel war, this war that is happening in Israel. So he said that Israel should stop the war or less Nigerians will intervene. Somebody that have not fought the insecurity in his own country. I think the Israels, they are saying they are coming. I think something, a news like that is, across the whole internet. I think they said, that they are coming. Why will he say such a thing? Like, what is even Tinubu's business? What is his business? So nobody is sure yet, but I'm just telling you guys what's actually happened. Tinubu said that Israel should stop the war, lest they will intervene. Imagine a country like Nigeria involving themselves in that kind of war. What kind of weapon do they have? In fact, the last weapon Nigeria had, it was wheelbarrow they used to use and push it. Nigeria don't have weapon. You cannot even weaponize your soldier. You're trying to talk about Israel war. How dare Nigerian government? So nobody knows if they are nobody knows if US already knows what's happening and now is alerting whole Nigerians to avoid Abuja, because if eventually Israel wants to attack, it's Abuja now where there's Asorok. So nobody is sure yet. Allegedly, guys, nobody is sure, but I'm just telling you what actually happened. It might be this thing I just said is what that wants to happen. So now, like I said, people the US mentioned global development, And then nobody is sure, but it might be linked to ongoing wars or terrorist activities in other parts of the world. And this point now is one of the these points made me to mention about Israel, talk about Israel, the war that is happening, and the way Tinubu, involved Nigeria into the war. And I'm just laughing because what can Nigeria do? You don't have weapons, so would they go and fight with stick? So now another thing is increased threat against US citizens in different regions. The last one is rising tensions in international politics. So now sometimes when global enemies feel threatened, they try to attack symbols of power, embassies, military base and government office. Guys, can you see it? When global enemies feel threatened, I feel like Tinubu actually threatened. Yes, that's what I just feel. Tinubu threatened Israel that they should stop the war, unless Nigeria will intervene. So now, it might be now they want to like. Hmm. So now, this person is saying this is saying that sometimes when global enemies feel threatened, they try to attack symbols of power, embassies, military bases, and government offices. And because Abuja is a capital city with several embassies, consulates, and high profile location, it becomes a high risk area. It becomes a high risk area. Now, to sum everything up, the US have told its citizens to avoid military and government areas in Abuja. There is no confirmed threat yet, but precautions are being taken seriously. Nigerians should also be alert and be aware, especially in public place. It's better to be safe than sorry. We will continue to monitor this story and bring you verified updates as they unfold. Now, this is what US is telling Nigeria is saying. Now, guess what FG federal government is telling US that Abuja still remains the safest place in the world. You see, Nigerians or Nigerian government, they don't know anything about intelligence. In fact, we lack in that area. We're lacking in that area. They don't. In fact, we are lacking. And Nigerian government, they are lacking in everything. They don't know anything. They cannot even see the future. I just can't believe that Tinubu could involve Nigeria in the Israel war. Probably it might be why the US embassy is saying that, because nobody knows if Israel wants to come, and because Tinubu actually involved Nigeria. See Nigeria that is still suffering from hunger. Nigerians that terrorists, normal terrorists though, are killing headers that carry cow around. Tinubu has not killed, tried to capture these bandits. He's involving himself in Israel war. So nobody knows what will want to happen, whether, because truly, and Tinubu actually threatened Israel. That's how I'll put it. Yes, nobody knows what is about to unfold. Nobody knows. So now, FG said that they talked about the fresh security alert that US said. So, and then FG said that Abuja is the most safest place in the world. So on that same June 23rd, 2025, US Embassy, like I just said, in Abuja released a security advisory. This advisory was directed to American citizens and embassy staff living in Nigerian capital city and Abuja. You can see that even this US, they're even mostly or majority, they're talking to their people living in Abuja, yes, in Nigeria. They are mostly talking to their people, telling them they should avoid. They're talking to American citizens and embassy staff living in Nigeria capital city Abuja. The warning told them to avoid visiting military and government buildings, avoid large gathering, and limit unnecessary movement. Guys, you can see that they're talking to their people. Is better Nigerians listening to this, because the US embassy will not just come and put out anything on their website. So the embassy also advised their citizens, their citizens to stay alert, change their daily routines, and know the emergency exit in any building they enter. Which country will do this? Which country will do this? A country that will see what is going to happen and tell his people in another country. Do you think Nigeria will do this? For example, now if something is going to come up or an attack is going to happen in US, do you think Nigerian government will, want their citizens living there? But look at US embassy has warned their citizens and also Nigerians. Enough is a word for the wise. So now, this kind of warning is called a security advisory, and it's something foreign governments sometimes issue to protect their own people when they believe they could be danger. So this U.S. embassy has already seen that there will be danger, and then he's keeping his people living in Nigeria alert, especially in Abuja. So now, in response to the U.S. embassy, Nigerian Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris released a statement the very next day, which is today. He said Abuja remains safe for citizens, residents, and visitors alike. Hmm. He acknowledged that the US has the right to issue alerts to its own citizens. No one is arguing that, but the minister made it clear that there is no specific or immediate threat in Abuja at the moment. When Tinubu was threatening Israel, they don't know. They don't know. What kind of advice now is this man trying to tell Naija that Abuja remains the safest place? Abuja remains the safest place. So he's saying, according to what he's saying, he said Nigerian security and intelligence team are actively working 247 to keep the city secure. He also said Abuja security system is not only proactive, that means it acts before something bad happens, but has also recorded significant success in stopping and preventing any threats in the past. So now, Mohammed Idris is saying that the security in Abuja is proactive, meaning that they act before something bad happens, and also they were successful in stopping and preventing any attack or any threats in the past. So now, the montage of global news headline about the global security tension, war zone, US adversary from other country. So why would the US embassy issue such an alert if there is no confirmed threat? That's just it. There's no way a US embassy will issue such an alert without confirming a threat. There is no way. So now here's the thing. This type of adversary is not unique to Nigeria. Many embassies issue similar alerts across the world. Sometimes it's based on global intelligence trend, sometimes it's just a precaution. The minister believes this alert is more of a general global warning than something tied to a specific threat in Nigeria. He said there is no cause for alarm and reassured diplomatic missions, development partners, and even local investors than Abuja is still safe. Now, this means that residents, this means that, okay, the one of the question we need to be asking ourselves is, what does all this mean for irregular people living in Abuja or planning to visit? First, the government says there is no need to panic. Second, security team are already on high alert, keeping watch over key locations. Third, the minister has asked everyone to stay vigilant and they should be alert and report any strange, suspicious activity. This common sense, this is saying that don't attend large gathering unnecessarily. Keep your movement smart and safe. And if you see something, say something. So now, the tension between foreign warnings and local confidence isn't new. It happened before and often. Nothing dangerous actually happens, but the event reminds us that security is everyone's responsibility and not just government's. While Abuja do you know one thing? Nigerian government cannot ask, because for them to come and post something on their website, that country is not an anyhow country like Nigeria. They cannot even say let them okay ask and collaborate. They saw an information like this, they are relaxed. Imagine US embassy is majorly warning their people. US embassy is warning their people. It's not like he's warning Nigerians, but if Nigerians want to hear, the wise one will listen and protect themselves. US is warning their people living in Nigeria they should avoid Abuja government house and government army barracks. Instead of Nigerian government to collaborate with them to know what's happening, because it's for them to give that information like that. Just know that something is coming, attack is coming, and they are coming out to say. Anyways, I don't. No one day, I don't even blame Nigerian government because right from time they don't know what they are doing. When Martin and Kanu was warning them, did they agree? Did they believe? They ignored it. Just the same way now they want to ignore this warning from US embassy instead of them to collaborate. So Tinubu can be traveling from one place to another. He can be traveling, going for visit. I don't even know what he's even going there to do. Spending money, going unnecessary without bringing positive result. Look at the one that he's supposed to collaborate in and know what's happening. If he's possibly traveling there to know why they could issue that kind of thing. What is happening? Is attack coming to Abuja? This is the question they're supposed to be asking, because if US embassy give that kind of warning, just know that something is cooking. They will not collaborate to know what's happening. They will not ask US embassy. They will just ignore it and relax. When the thing happened, by the time many people is down, by the time the whole Abuja is cleared, their eye will open. I don't understand the kind of countries, a country that is poor in intelligence gathering. They are poor in all round. I don't even understand the kind of government we have. I don't understand. If anything happening now, trust Tinubu and other government officials that have the money. They'll fly out. They'll fly out. They'll just fly out and leave the poor masses to die here. That is what thing they are known for. An important information like this that's supposed to act fast. Do you know what in US embassy actually? Do you know the kind of information they released? Saying that their people should be stay off these particular places, and Nigerian government are just looking until it happens now. That is when their eyes will open. That is when they will know what they are doing. A country that is poor in intelligence gathering. Nigerian government, they are not serious at all. Unserious people as government official. Anyways, they are not panicking because they have sent their Nigerian government. They're not panicking. In fact, it's not even their business because their children and family is not in Nigeria. They're outside the country. So once it starts happening, then it will not take them anything. They will also travel outside the country and leave the poor masses to suffer and die. That's what we are seeing here in Nigeria. So now, the tension between foreign warnings and local confidence isn't new. It happened before, and often nothing dangerous actually happened. But this event reminds us that security is everyone's responsibility, not just the government. While Abuja may very well be one of the safest capitals in Africa, being very careful never hurts. Let's stay informed, let's stay alert. So this is what the government, they are coming out to say that and Abuja, nothing is happening, trying to calm citizens down, that nothing is happening, that they can go about, that security is proactive. It's on that day that we'll know that we don't have military. I'm telling you. When they're saying security is active, is when probably when that thing will happen. That's when they will know that there's no so the fact they don't have there's no military in this country. Honestly, they claim to be protected or to be fighting external attack, but no, they are not weaponized. Rather, they'll use the money that are used to weaponize soldiers. They use it and building house for Fulani people that are terrorizing Nigeria. So you can see, guys, look at what is happening just today. An attack by bandits in Zamfara. Just this is happening today. A army lieutenant lost his life in this attack. They were trying to, clash with these bandits, but of course, they don't have enough weapons. These bandits are more weaponized. Fulani people, Fulani terrorists. Now, a deadly attack has rocked Zamfara state again. A Nigerian army lieutenant and several soldiers were killed under siege by bandits. In a related incident, over 15 villagers were massacred in Tofa. Why does this violence persist despite peace deals and military presence? Now, let's understand something. Bandits has once again struck, killing both soldiers and innocent villagers. Among the fallen is a young military officer, a lieutenant for that matter. In another horrifying attack, over 15 civilians were massacred in Tofa village. This is happening in Zafara. Now, This happened on the 23rd of 2020 of June 2025 on Sunday. Heavily armed bandits ambushed Nigerian troops along a highway in Zamfara state. The soldiers were responding the threats and trying to protect the area, but unfortunately, they lost their life because they are not weaponized. Do you think if our soldiers have enough weapons, do you think these bandits will still be existing in Nigeria? Never. They will not be existing. I would say Nigerian government knows what they are doing. They are just watching, moping, looking at these bandits buying people every time. Everyone is not safe. In fact, as far as living in this country, Nigeria, you're not safe. If you get out of your house, you're not even sure if you return because you might be kidnapped because the military have said it though. Protect yourself. We don't have the capacity to protect you all. So for them to say that thing, what does it mean? Nobody is safe oh. Even in your house that you're supposed to have peace of mind, that one is even the you're not even safe. They can come and light, set your house ablaze. This is what Nigerians are seeing now in this country. I just pray the US will just help us because we are government has failed. Nigerian government has failed. I just pray US to intervene because what is all this? Why would Nigerian government be folding their arms, watching bandits take the life of citizens every blessed day? Every blessed day, people are dying. If you don't hear 50 people die today, you hear this one. After the attack in Ilewata, another attack was conducted. We're talking about 200. Another one is happening. Eh? And these Fulani men, these terrorists, they are not scared though. For them to buy, in the clash, they buyed soldiers, buyed army lieutenants. My God, they are not scared. Is it now civilians that they will not attack? That they will not slit? Is it not civilians? Even in your homes. Hi. The military, they have failed. Everyone has failed in this country. DSS have failed. DSS are supposed to DSS that is supposed to be fighting these terrorists. But no, they are just interested in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, a man that is innocent. They have failed in all round. And I'm hearing that the attack that happened in Benue, Elewata, that, a memo was leaked saying that the military, they were informed before this attack. A memo, Sahara reporters reported that before the attack in Elewata, the military personnel were informed. But now you know the kind of military personnel we have in Nigeria. When they tell you that the military has failed, just know that the military has failed in all round. They have failed Nigeria. In fact, do we even have a military? Do we have military in this country? I don't think we have, because if we have, these terrorists will not still be existing. Nigeria breeds terrorists. That's one thing, important thing like you guys need to take home with. Even if you don't take anything home today, just know that Nigerian breeds terrorists. A government like Nigeria will watch, sit, look at young innocent citizens, children, toddlers die like that. Die like that. That's to tell you that Nigerians breed terrorists. They pamper terrorists. Once they catch a terrorist now, they will claim that they are repented, then they will rehab them. They call it rehab. Once they rehab them, they'll push them, give them uniform and say, go and fight. And you want insecurity to stop in Nigeria? This, in fact, Nnamdi Kanu is the only one that can save this country. Because I don't understand why people that have unalived thousands of people will be given uniform to go and. Do you think they will stop? Do you think they will stop it just like that? You think they'll stop it? So now, like I said, on Sunday, June 23rd, 2025, heavily armed bandits ambushed Nigerian troops along a highway in Zamfara state. The soldiers were responding to threats and trying to protect the area. During the ambush, several soldiers lost their life. Among them was Lieutenant, a promising officer who died in the line of duty. And in a separate but related incident, Tofa village located in Magami district of Gusau local government area was invaded by bandits. This is another one. Now, over 15 people were killed, including women and children. The painful thing is that innocent children are, lose their life in this attack. Many were injured, others are missing. Witnesses said that the bandits came in large number and overwhelmed the village. Once they want to attack like this, they come in groups. They start shooting anyhow. People are running. They don't even know where they're running to. They might be running, another group might come and face them, buy them there. Hey, we're in trouble in this country. So Tofa village is close to Gusau, the capital of Zamfara state. This area has seen repeated attacks for years. People have abandoned their homes because of bandits, demand for ransom, and illegal tax. Now, imagine to stay in your home. This is why people are running away from their village. Just to stay in your house. Bandits are demanding for ransom. To live in your own house, to go to your own farm, bandits are demanding for ransom and illegal taxes. That is why people abandon their farms. And if you don't have money to pay, and not be small money, it's not small money. Once you don't have, these are people that have not even eaten. They have not seen food to eat. Several states na north. Now the north they experience this thing. In fact, they are the cause of the insecurity. In fact, majorly in the north. Would you blame the insecurity? Will you like, how will I even put it? Because I know that the north, we are saying Fulanis are my brother. They are our brother. They are our brother. Now, who is all this thing following on? It is majorly the north. The north are the ones running now. When Mazinan Kanu was saying it clear, these Fulanis are not part of you guys. They are not part of you guys. When their mission, one day they will start raping your girls. One day they will start killing. They did not listen. Now they are the ones running. The north is under siege. The north is boiling, truly boiling. Now, bandits are this is why people are running from their village, from their homes. Bandits are demanding for ransom and illegal tax. Lack of protection from security agencies. Do you think all this military go to you know that when you come to Zamfara state, they are like villages that are inside thick forest. Do you think they reach that side? They don't reach. There's no security agency there protecting them. That is why you see that these bad guys can come anyhow and do what they want to do. Now, constant fear of being kidnapped or killed. This is why people run away from their villages, from their homes, from their farm. Most residents in Tofa have already fled the village because they could not afford the levies that bandits demanded from them. People that have not even seen food to eat. People that have not seen food to eat. Do you know how much these bandits are demanding from them? That is why they have to run away. Because if you don't pay that money, they will buy all of you. If you don't pay that money, if you don't pay their tax, they'll buy all of you. So you can see now that no one has peace in their house again. No one. Imagine that. Ordinary citizens being forced to pay criminals for protection, like in a lawless country. One thing you should know, that this country is lawless, so we don't have a government though. We don't have a government at all. Now, these bandits are heavily armed criminal gang operating in Nigeria northwest. They hide in thick forests that stretch across Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, and Niger states. They raid villages, steal cattle, kidnap people, and burn houses. Many of them started as cattle or rattlers, But over time, they became more organized and brutal. Some of them even call themselves freedom fighters, but their actions show otherwise. They are terrorizing Nigerians. So how these people started was how this most of these bandits, how did they start? They start with carrying cows around. They start with carrying cows from one place to another. That was how they started. And now they are now using it as a form of killing people in the bush. Remember, which country in Nigeria will you see cows parading everywhere? They were telling them they are using these tactics to buy people. They're using these tactics. Why don't they stay in the north? Why do they come down to the east west? This country is finished by allowing. Imagine Nigerian government agreeing to that kind of law when you know that this same. In fact, they have even said that a calf's life is important than or is more important than 150 lives, meaning that they can buy 150 human beings if a calf is down. A calf, guys. They are saying this thing and nobody is saying anything about it, and they are still allowing cows to move around. The government knows that through this carrying about through this pastoring or whatever, this grazing they are doing, is causing havoc, but they will not block it because they know their mission. Many of them have said that they are the ones sponsoring them. How did they get money to even buy AK-47? Ordinary headers. These things are being given to them. As they're carrying their cow, they're holding it, spying anyone they see in the farm. That's one thing you should know because they know their plan. Their plan is to take over the lands in Nigeria. Greediness, selfishness. So now, um, back in 2019, the government of Zamfara, led by Bello, now a minister of state for defense, tried to negotiate peace with these bandits. A peace deal was signed, some bandits laid down arms, others collected the rewards and then went back to killing people. So now, this, I just feel Nigeria is, will I say they lack sense because Nigerian government, why will these governors have a peace talk with bandits? Do you think after the meeting they will stop killing people? They will still go back to what they are known for. They will still go back. It is the opportunity you need to use to catch them. That's the opportunity. The last one that happened was in Katsina State. They are having peace talk with bandits. They called Ade, in fact, Ade Alure, whatever his name is called. Ade Alure, I think that's his name. And then he's the most, in fact, Nigerian military declared him as the most wanted bandit in Nigeria. But still, they are seeing this man face to face, having peace talk. They were attendees of this peace meeting. They couldn't catch him. Do you think these people will stop killing people? That's the opportunity you need to use and catch them, and don't put them back into the system. They must, pay for what they have done. Justice must be served. That is the only way they can learn. Which one is rehabbing them and putting them back? It doesn't make sense. Insecurity will not stop that way. Even a soldier has come out to say it. How can they now, don't you think that they will still be giving their members information? That is why you see soldiers are dying now. These people that you catch and you put them into Nigeria, they will still be giving their members information and they'll be attacking Nigerian soldiers, attacking people. Nigeria has failed when it comes to security. They have failed. You catch bandits, you rehab them. Which kind of rehab? Give them uniform to go and become give them uniform to become Nigerian soldiers. They'll be giving their members information, buying soldiers and innocent soldiers and buying the military. That is why insecurity can never stop. Every day. Do you know that a day cannot pass without a Nigerian person dying? Either in the north, east, west. A day cannot pass without them dying of insecurity of this without this bandit striking. A day cannot pass, guys. A day cannot pass. It happens every day. This thing will not stop until Nigeria knows this and no peace. Nigerian government, you don't catch bandits, rehab them. Let's just take away that rehab because it doesn't even make sense. Which kind of rehab? You give them uniform and they become soldiers. That way, security cannot stop. Or you say you're having peace talk. Okay, this same Zamfara state had peace talk with bandits. Why are they still attacking? They would not stop. After having peace talk, They even get that peace talk is just looking like a spy. After it, they will still continue doing what they are doing. They signed the peace deal. Some bandits laid down arms. They laid down their arms. Others collected reward and then went back into killings. Guys, can you imagine rewarding bandits for unaliving people? This is serious. This country is finished. So the peace deal failed because there was no trust on either side. The government was not strong enough to enforce the agreement. Many innocent citizens felt betrayed because the attackers were being rewarded instead of punished. Zamfara State had a peace talk with bandits. They rewarded them, rewarded terrorists. When they tell you Nigeria breeds and pamper terrorists, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. They have peace talk. They reward them. Opportunity they're supposed to use and punish them. They reward them, give them vehicles. And now they are back into killing. Look at what's happening in Zamfara after the peace meeting. Many innocent citizens felt betrayed because their attackers were being rewarded instead of punished. Since then, violence has never stopped. And in some areas, it's even worse than before. After peace meeting, look at Ade Alore, a wanted bandit, had a peace talk with Katsina State. You said he's wanted. You're seeing him face to face. You cannot catch him. So now, despite years of promises, the military has failed. Military promised Nigerians that they are going to bring down, especially the chief of defense staff. This will never cease in my mouth because the chief of defense staff said that they are going to bring down Tujibelo. What is happening now? What is happening? This is 9 months or 8 months. Still counting. Tujibelo is walking about freely, buying a lot of unaliving many people in this country. So now, despite years of promises, military deployments and billions spent, villages are still under attack. All the money they brought out for security, where is it going? Where is it going? Where is it going in this country? Military, they said they deployed military personnel. Where are they? Are they in the coven? Where are they? They deploy military personnel and nobody, they are not doing anything. Villagers are still under attack. Tinubu said after the water attack in Benue, Tinubu said he has deployed military personnel. There's no kind of security agency in North that he has deployed to Benue State. After some days, Tinubu visited that place. Another attack was launched in Benue State. Where are these people? Villages are still under attack. Soldiers are still being ambushed. Civilians are still dying in their sleep. They come in the night and set their houses ablaze. Little children will get burnt. The only thing you see is their skull. You sleep in the night. In fact, the way they sleep now is only God. It takes God's mercy because you don't know what will happen to you. You don't know where these bandits will come and set your house ablaze, and this is how from there you will go. The Nigerian army hasn't even released an official statement about the Zamfara ambushes. And when officials do speak, it's usually late or filled with denials. Now, we know that we have been seeing videos of some soldiers that are coming out to say that, to expose their superiors. It's high time Nigerian government need to look into that too. Honestly, it's high time they need to look into that because, in fact, what they are saying is happening. They are not working. All they do is enter from one AC car. Imagine them they'll relocate the chief of defense staff from Plateau to Jigawa. When Plateau is still boiling, people are dying every day. So what is the essence of relocating him when the place we came out from, you have not finished the bad guys there? These people are not working. If they are truly working, we will see results. If somebody is working, won't you see results? Please, guys, won't you see that this person is working? You're fighting a snap attack. We're not seeing anything, no. People are still dying. Villages are still under attacks. Soldiers are still being ambushed. Civilians are dying in their sleep. And you say we have military. Military has failed, though. Military has failed. Civilians are still dying. Let me just play a video of this lawyer where he said the military has failed In fact, we don't even get military again for this country. We don't have anything like military in this country, honestly. He even talked about, what happened during the Biafran War. But anyways, let's look at this.
Please, people should leave the governor alone. He is powerless. He can't do anything. Tinubu should do his responsibility and stop shipping it to other people. When we came and Fubara, we are quarreling in river. Did anybody tell Tinubu to impose state of emergency? Why didn't Tinubu say, Fubara, okay, go and look into that matter. Settle it. Even when the man was trying to settle the matter, Tinubu wouldn't have it. Now look at what's going on in Benue. And he's now calling on the governor. Look at hypocrisy here. Bosses, look at with all this performance of Tinubu, I can no longer believe that the federal government hand is not what's going on in Benue State, and in fact, in all over the country. I am telling you, nobody can exonerate the federal government from Buhari to Tinubu. It's like there is something they entered into, and that thing will not be far from bloodbath. How can the federal government just be looking? Don't tell all this from other countries, not even Nigerians, because they have confirmed that these people are not Nigerians. So, what is your own government you doing, for God's sake? Those who didn't know what happened in 1967, right. Look at it happen. Look at it now. Look at it, stand out in the face.
Barrister, I like the fact that you mentioned Buhari in this thing. So practically, it's more like what started from the Buhari era is continuing.
I'm telling you, yes.
So there is no break. But let's go back to the purported statement put out by the president himself, because it's coming from an official bat, and it says, "I have been briefed on the senseless bloodletting in Benue State." And it goes on to say, enough is enough. Enough is enough means this is not the first time that the president is getting to hear about it.
You have said it several.
And he also says, I have directed the security agencies to act decisively, arrest perpetrators of this evil act on all sides of the conflict.
Good.
So the president clearly understands that there is an ongoing conflict based on the statement put out here, except of the statement. Barrister, does it look like the president is hamstrung and that he's buck passing? He's trying to scapegoat the governor.
No.
Does it look like, because if we understand that this thing started from the Buhari regime, and well, he said that he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped.
Exactly.
So does it look like his hands are tied? Because we see this thing happen from a particular group of people, and we all know what is going on now. They gang up against the president. Is he trying to play ball? Are we back to the Jonathan era and all of this? Barrister, can you help us untie some of these contradictions?
Yes, what I can read for what is going on is that there is a secrecy around this thing. This woman bloodbath, there is a secrecy around it. I don't know whether it is an oath or whatever that a government will allow his people to be slaughtered like this on several occasions, only for them to make statements. Can you compare what is going on in Benue and what happened in River that he imposed the state of emergency?
No, Barrister.
Those people that supported those state of emergency, where are they now? Where are they?
No, Barrister, I would like to get your opinion on this one. We're talking about reconciliation on this state. What is even there to reconcile? Nigeria as a nation, we have not have any reason to say that cattle rallying now is a major source of revenue generation in this country. We haven't heard anything about that, and we don't know whether is cattle rallying now a national business that now generates revenue for us, that we have to find a way to give lands to cattle rallying. Remember, what are we reconciling?
Please remember that Tinubu said he will settle this matter, and he created a cattle ranch or whatever. Even created a ministry headed by Jega. Is that not true? Please, my people, what happened to that ministry that Tinubu created? I told you here when he said that, I said, this thing will not resolve this matter, because that is not the core of the matter. There is something these people are looking for. It's not your ranch. I said it here. Because people say, you don't only believe in Tinubu, you don't believe in AP, I know these people, they are playing pranks with us. There is no sincerity in whatever they are doing. What happened to that thing that Tinubu created to settle this matter? He's not even talking about it again. And when he did that, I told everybody who cared to listen that this will not solve the problem. Tinubu Tinubu and Buhari knows what they did. They know what they are doing. This bloodbath cannot be for nothing. They should explain to us why they should allow Nigerian blood to be wasted in this manner. They should tell us. Because I don't see why this should continue from where Buhari stopped to where Tinubu is now. Right. And you say you have a president who will always come and tell us we have already stopped insecurity, we have depleted Boko Haram, this and that.
All right,
and you know, just lip service. Look, I have said it here. Anybody who didn't know what happened in 1967 that caused the war, look at it now.
Okay, Barrister.
Look at it. After all, Babangida said it in his book that when Gowon could not stop the killing of the Igbos, that was what caused the war, the Biafran war. Look at it happening again. Look at it. Look at it happening again. How can you continue to massacre people in this manner and you want them to fall down? The day these people rise up now, you will see. The narrative will change.
Let me bring it to you now, Mr. Akinfatinke. We learned that the persons who were protesting the killings in their state, you know, the fact that their brothers, their sisters, their children, their wives are being killed, were being dispersed using tear gas and all that. You know, and one of the reasons for that was that they told them that they should go back to their homes, that everything is under control, saying that the IG is now on top of this particular case, and the governor of the state, Alia himself, you know, have provided the security personnel with all that they needed, including logistics and everything. Like my colleague Moses rightly pointed out, we learned also that the Chief of Army Staff said he's moving his base to Benue State to help end the issue of killings that is happening in that state. Now, the Pope have talked about this killing. Alias said it's more like genocide. Some persons also have come up to say that this is more like ethnic cleansing. Some people are trying to take over the land belonging to, you know, Nigerians, and no one is doing anything or doing more enough to make sure it's being curbed. Nigeria is moving already to that particular position where everybody is scared of becoming a country of particular concern, CPC. If this actually happened, Mr. Akin, where are we going to find ourselves? Remember that we're still seeking for foreign direct investment and all that, especially in this present administration. It's also more of our mantra. Where then lies Nigeria in the international space?
I think it's a woeful outlook, no doubt about that. And like I said, complete failure of government. I will not box myself into limiting this to Buhari, Tinubu. I think it's gone beyond Buhari, Tinubu. We've had slaughters, we've had this in governments before, in regimes before these two gentlemen. It's not taking them out of it. I think I will always remember my history when I keep on saying that part of our problems is that we are different in all respects, and that we've not been able to resolve the leadership question. I remember Gumi, the father of the Gumi that we all know at this particular time, had vowed at one point in time through their quote-unquote jihadis that they were going to take the Quran from the Sahel in the north of Nigeria to dip it in the Atlantic Ocean. I am convinced that government, the people, terrorists, and that Nigeria is being invaded with a target in the Benue and Plateau, and perhaps will now extend to the rest of Nigeria.
Under whose watch? Obasanjo was in government between 1999 and 2007. Can you tell us, do you know the number of Nigerians that were slaughtered in cold blood?
Oh, no.
Under Buhari alone, the Punch newspaper in the editorial reported that 63,318 Nigerians were killed in the 8 years.
So what's your point?
So my point is now is that if you say that, look, that Gumi said that they were trying to dip the Quran into the ocean, at what point did this agenda manifest? Because we didn't clearly see it during the Obasanjo regime. We didn't see it under Yar'Adua. We didn't see it under Jonathan.
Okay.
When Jonathan made efforts to stop We had the same people now say, look, you people are killing my people.
What I am saying,
okay,
and I am clear.
So, guys, this we're talking about Benue attack. You can see that these killings did not just start now. It started since from the time of, in fact, it got worse when Buhari came in. People will even prefer Buhari time because right now is so much. Insecurity has tripled, guys, times 10. People die every day. So the first person that talked in that video is a lawyer. He said it's as if, Nigerian government are now into bloodbath because why would they sit and watch, people die every time and they have nothing to say about it? Especially the one that happened in Benue State. Military has failed. And then let us know that there was a memo that leaked, they said that the military personnel were informed. When this attack, they were informed of this attack that happened days before it happened, but they did not intervene. That's what I'm telling you, that the military has failed. Now look at in Zamfara State now, they attacked again and soldiers died. Now here is the reasons why soldiers keep dying in an attack, especially in a clash with bandits when they are trying to respond to an attack. Now it's because of corruption in security finding. That's one reason. Another thing is poor intelligence gathering. They are relaxed, they don't care. Lack of proper weapons for soldiers, that's one of the major reasons. These people are weaponized. They cannot fight with stick now. Some in Sambisa Forest are even shouting that they want to come home. That instead of them to be, buying this, they are not hiding for their life because they cannot fight with bare hands. Now, another one is fear among locals to report information because of lack of trust. These are one of the reasons why people or soldiers keep dying when they want to respond. They are not weaponized at all. And then corruption in security findings. This is not just a Zamfara problem. It's a national crisis. It's happening everywhere. If rural communities in the north continues to collapse, it will affect food security because these areas are where farming happens. That is where you now see, God. Let it not be that, the way the way where Nigeria is heading to, let it not head to famine. Let it not head to famine, or lack of food. Because people don't farm again, People don't farm. Nigeria is collapsing. People don't go to their farms because of these bad guys. So now, all this thing that is happening is going to affect food security because there are areas, these places, these bandits are attacking. These are places or areas where farming happens. It will affect education because schools are constantly shut down due to kidnappings. National stability is affected because no country can survive if its own army keeps losing guards to criminals. That's just it. Now, here is what happens. Total restructuring of military operation. Airstrikes, intelligence and community cooperation must be involved. This is what Nigerian government has refused to do. P2B every time comes, to even give Nigerian government, things or, give them or advise them, but still. Now, they should cut off bandits' access to weapons and fuel. Where did these bandits get fuel from? Where did they get weapons from? Weapons. They should cut it off. They should cut it off. They should hold politicians accountable. No more fake peace deals. Support victims and display persons with food, shelter, and safety. All these people that were attacked, do you think the government care? All these victims of this attack, the government doesn't care. That Tinubu went to Eleweta is camouflage, because everyone is not panicking. That's why he went. Tinubu doesn't care because Nigerians are not going. Imagine common Nigerians going and the president had to see. That is why he had to even go there. It's camouflage, guys. So now, another thing the security agencies, armed forces need to do is to use drones to check to monitor these bandits' camp and raid their camp. That's just it. These people know all these things, but then we have chief of defense staff and all these things is happening. So now it is so sad that a lieutenant died, a young one, a hero died. The villagers of Tofa died as victims of system and they have failed them. This is not the Nigeria our people know, or this is not the Nigeria our people deserve. We cannot remain silent. Now, anyone that is watching this thing from Nigeria or abroad, Share this video so that this story of Tofa and this lieutenant that that died, people will know what's happening in Nigeria, because it's getting worse. Like, it's getting worse. Insecurity is becoming another thing in Nigeria, and the way it's going, I think we're heading to destruction. We're heading to destruction. Nigerian government has refused to use technology. Do you think Nigerian government is poor? All this money they are borrowing every time. Why don't you use it and tackle insecurity? They borrow billions of naira, but nothing has been done. So, guys, we've come to the end of this live section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Put down a comment. Let me know what you're saying about this headline. Also, like and share. Thank you for watching.